Hi guys, so spring has finally sprung, winter's now behind us, water's heating up a bit, temperatures are lovely. What else can you ask for? This is a time when we get down them margins. So you join me here today, I'm at Lindholme Lakes on Willows Lake. This lake holds a big stock of F1s, decent carp, a lot of fish to go at. But spring margin fishing is a bit different to summer margin fishing. I'll run you through that, tactics and how they change a little bit when they're on box. Now let's get amongst a few. Right guys, so I'm just going to have a look down the edge now. I have been drip feeding a bit of bait in down there throughout the session, but it's the first time I'm actually going to fish it now as we're getting later on. I've got a 6mm Pro Expander and a little ball of fishery micros. We'll ship out and lay my rig in. So as I said before, spring margin fishing is a bit different to summer margin fishing. In summer the fish are ravenous, they're coming in right into like a foot, 2 foot of water, and literally you need to keep the bait going in and piling quite a lot of bait in because they're just like pigs basically, they just eat and eat. Whereas in spring they're just waking up, they are looking for bits of feed, but it's better to feed little balls and introduce bait little and often rather than piling a load in and waiting for them to come and eat it. Just keep bits drip feeding in and it'll keep the fish grubbing around a bit longer. Still important to use big visible bait, so like there I've got a 6mm Pro Expander on, or a bit of corn, 2 4mm, something like that, just a nice heavy bait on the bottom so when the fish do come in it don't waft about. So as I said here, I've got some fishery micros, and the way that I've prepared them is I've put some about 3/4 of a pint of micro pellets in a tub and a big handful, I've looked one down edge, a big handful of 4mm pellets. It's coming back. So before we got rudely interrupted by that fish, I was talking about my pellets. And as I said, I like to put my micros and 4mm mixed. So the way I usually prepare these are, here at Lindholme it's fishery pellets only. So what I've done is I've got a couple of bags, I've got a bag of micros, a bag of 4s. I've put 3/4 of a pint of micros in a tub, and to that I've added a good handful of 4mm, and then I've soaked them using a bit of the Banoffee booster in a bit of water, just so the water's covered the pellets. Oh, rudely interrupted again. So yeah, just as the water's covered the pellets, as it's covered the pellets, and then leave it for 45 minutes or so to soak in, and then they're ready to go. But the reason I like doing this is because I think the 4mm pellets stand out a little bit like the expanders that we're fishing. So that's why I choose to do it. I just think it looks good. Something that I always do when fishing micros and expanders is add a little bit of 4mm. Oh, here's a lively one. Look at that. Changed to a bit of corn that time, seemed to have got a faster bite. Lovely fish. Put him back, hopefully there's another one out there. Nice little bit of F1 corn. So the baits that I have brought with me today, I've got some 4mm expanders, some 6mm expanders. They're both Pro Expanders which I've sorted out night before at home. Just added a bit of water to them and put them in the fridge. And then I've got some F1 corn. Just like put a couple of bits in there, followed by a few micros. Make a little ball just so they get to the bottom. So when you're fishing down the margins this time of year, depth is mega important. Obviously in summer you're looking for a foot, maybe less, fish come right up. Whereas this time of year it's still cold, still not fully warmed up yet, I won't say it's cold, but the water's still not fully warmed up and the fish are just in the deeper water still, they're not right up in the shallows at the moment. Obviously I've fished off the end of some reeds today where it drops off. It's obvious patrol routes where fish will hug the margins, a lot of free offerings get thrown here at the end of the day. So that's the reason why the fish come into the margins. Whereas like I say, in summer they'll come right tight into the bank, into the shallowest water you can find. We're not looking for that at the moment. It's always good if you can find a bit of cover. Obviously these reeds are my cover. The fish like cover, so they'll swim in and around the reeds as tight as they can get. Just like I say, for that's where the bugs will live, all the bloodworms and jokers and all the free offerings that get given to them. Whereas in summer they're not really bothered that much about the cover, they'll come right up onto the bare bank, on mud banks, mud lines. So we'll change, it won't take long, I reckon another few weeks maybe, and they'll be up in that depth. But just as we transition from winter to summer, obviously the springtime, this is when we look to target these areas. I reckon even in the summer months, where we're fishing now, even though it's only 3.5 foot deep, they will catch shallow. So if you drip feed your pellets in or maggots, casters, whatever, as long as you're putting a constant trickle of bait in, the fish will come up with it being a reedy area and they'll compete in and around the reeds and you'll catch them shallow. There we go, got one. You can see that 9 hybrid slick doing its thing. Lovely elastic for this time of year. Get this one in, then I'll give you a quick run through my rig. Lovely big F1. As you can tell by its stamp of fish I'm catching, it's a bit like in summer when catching carp. You tend to catch the bigger F1s as well. Look at the size of him. Down these margins as well as the carp. Put him back. Now I'll give you a quick run through my rig. So as you've just seen, I've got the 9 hybrid slip on there with a little Dacron bead, back shot, and the float I'm actually using today is an F1 pellet in a 4x12s, perfect for that depth. Obviously we've got no ripple or anything, so it's sat dead still. And then to that, dead simple, just a bulk of number 10s straight down to a pre-tied hook length. This is a GPM size 16, I think that's 013 or 11, the pre-tied ones. And that's it basically. Little put on end, just a fruit shoot lid, just what I use for baiting up. Obviously we're still in spring, so just putting little bit of bait in often and not piling it in wick cup. Let's see if we can catch some more. There we go. Lovely way to end the session. Had a right nice day to be honest. Caught plenty of fish. Hopefully you've picked up a few tips along the way. If you do like these videos, if you subscribe, and I'll bring you plenty more. I enjoy doing them while you enjoy watching them. There we go. Hold him up. There we go. Bit lively. There we go. Make sure you get out on the bank and start catching plenty. Just unhook him and get him back.